Hey guys, welcome back to the live stream. This is day 21 with Persona 5 Strikers.
That was so good. Cognac skewers, Ichinose yakisoba, Zunda cider. We basically ate our way through Sendai.
And it was amazing. Gotta hand it to old man Masamune. He is one cool dude.
That's Lord to you. Did I do it right, Yusuke?
Am I that predictable?
Catching goldfish seems difficult. Is there some sort of secret to catching one? Try to stay calm, then strike without hesitation. Trick is to catch them once you've read their movements. Wow, that's impressive, Mako-chan. I see. We'll get it next time. You're getting a call from Zenkichi.
Yo, you guys having fun? Oh yeah? Good to hear. Listen, I wanted to ask you guys a favor.
Does he really care whether these guys have fun or not?
I'm already investigating in Sapporo, but before you leave Sendai, I'd like you to stop by Toho University. Tomorrow, there's going to be a session at the Mount Aoba campus. The CEO of Medice is holding a lecture there. I'm still looking into them at the moment, but the more info we have, the better. I'd like you to attend the lecture in my place. I'll treat you guys to dinner or something. The food in Hokkaido is really something special, you know? And just so we're clear, don't draw any unnecessary attention to yourselves. Just go and see if the CEO says anything strange. His name is Akira Konoe, and he looks like a capable CEO, I'll give him that. Anyway, I'm gonna be counting on you kids. And again, try not to get carried away, alright?
So this guy's the next target, I'm guessing.
Let me get this straight. This guy's running the company that made Emma?
This might be a good opportunity to learn something new.
I suppose we'll find out at the lecture tomorrow morning.
Guess break time's over. Time to get back to work.
Yeah, but I feel like this guy is still going to be a puppet. Even though he is CEO of the company that runs Emma. He's probably, going to be a pawn to someone else's schemes. Way too early for, endgame material.
As you all know, life is just an ongoing series of daily decisions. What's for breakfast? What should I wear today? Every day begins with these insignificant little dilemmas. But then there comes a time to decide your field of study, your place of employment, who you're going to marry. And it's these choices that matter. Yes, people are always looking for the best choice or the correct answer. Medice seeks to provide it for everyone through the power of AI.
So in other words, let AI choose your marriage partner, right?
Emma is a state-of-the-art AI designed to integrate itself into our everyday lives. By gathering and analyzing extraordinary amounts of data with perfect precision, Emma can help everyone make the best choices.
Capable CEO seems pretty spot on. Wow, he's so composed. He's practically overflowing with confidence. Look how clearly he states his company's outlook and principles. He's got everyone's attention. You're right. He's not saying anything particularly suspicious, though.
Well, thanks to Emma, Medice's stocks have shot way up. You can bet they're one of Japan's biggest enterprises right now. That said, I feel like a company with this much going for it wouldn't have much to gain from changing people's hearts.
Perhaps, but that doesn't change the fact that Emma is still a key factor in the jails. It is through Emma that people are allowed access.
Right. Medice is connected to all of this one way or another, be it directly or indirectly. Hey, do you think there's a real culprit behind all of this? Like, some kind of mastermind?
Absolutely.
I think so too. Even if we beat the monarchs, change their hearts, and free everyone's desires, the jails don't disappear. There's gotta be something keeping them here. So you're saying the real culprit's the one doing that?
I don't know. But do you remember how even the monarchs themselves didn't know much about Emma?
That's right. Alice and Natsume said the same things in their testimonies.
And if that's the case, then the monarchs might not be the only ones manipulating Emma.
Which means it could be someone at Medice. Or our mystery observer.
Or our head honcho down there.
Or perhaps someone completely different.
Yeah, well, we just gotta stick to what.
A lot of ores.
All we can do is keep solving cases and collect more info. Long as the Phantom Thieves of Hearts do what they do best, we'll set this shit straight.
Wow, Ryuji. That was pretty insightful. I'm surprised.
He's right. And in that sense, attending this lecture is a valuable use of our time. Let's make sure we pay attention all the way to the end.
Yo, how long was I out? So, what did the dude say?
Can I smack you?
Well, he didn't exactly say anything out of the ordinary. Then again, I wouldn't expect him to trip up that easily.
Well, I'm starving, so maybe we should just head back? That guy was talking for friggin' ever.
Hey guys, that stuff you said earlier, was all of that true?
There's that scientist again, right?
Are you really the Phantom Thieves of Hearts?
Say what now?
What? You're the woman from the beef tongue restaurant. Oh, Ichinose-san, right?
You heard all that? Well, the thing is, I'm really good at picking up when a cat meows. Honestly, I found that way more interesting than Konoe's lecture.
Mona!
Me? But you guys are the ones she overheard.
The hell are we gonna do?
Whoa, stop. It's all right. This place will be closing up soon. Let's talk more outside.
I feel like she could be trustworthy.
To think you guys are the famous Phantom Thieves.
Because I know Kenichi at this point in the game, he doesn't seem like it, right? So there has to be some type of support character that they have to bring in.
Come on now, don't try to hide it. When you guys mentioned Alice and Natsume, I imagine you were referring to Alice Hiragi and Ango Natsume from the press conferences, yes? Is it safe to assume those were your doing? Oh, and what was that about Emma giving people access to jails? Oh, is that related to everyone's hearts getting changed?
Yeah, she absolutely has, like, cat ears.
She heard everything.
Can we ask what you're doing here, Ichinose-san?
Oh, I told you at the beef tongue place, didn't I? I'm a researcher at the university.
Oh, that's right.
I'm also the one who designed the base for Emma.
You made the base?
I didn't tell you. I specialize in the research and development of artificial intelligence.
He definitely didn't hear about that.
Around the time I finished developing Emma, Medice came to me with an offer to buy it. I was actually pretty tight on money at the time, so I went ahead and sold it.
Is this lady for real?
Oh, by the way, that's why Medice is participating in the lecture today. Well, to be more accurate, the university asked me to reach out to them. I certainly didn't expect the CEO himself to show up, though. I only got invited because of my little connection with the company. Anyhow, yeah, that's how I ended up being there to overhear everything.
So you're Emma's creator, and Medice is simply the ones running it?
Oh, well, they're definitely the ones running it, but I can't say for sure if that's all they've been doing. I just designed the base. Who knows what Medice did once I sold it to them?
So you know all about Emma then, right?
Naturally. It's like my baby, you know. And at the risk of tooting my own horn, it's a really good baby.
I'm getting some, like, new Phantom Thieves member vibes here. I mean, at this point, there can't be anyone right? Usually, at least usually from Persona games in the past, way too early for some random NPC to, to learn about the Phantom Thieves and their actual identities. So I think like they're gonna tie her into, the cast of the Phantom Thieves at some point.
Do you think she's telling the truth about designing Emma?
I do think it's impressive that the CEO of Matisse came to personally give a lecture. If she's the one who made it happen, doesn't that mean she has a lot of influence?
This is true. And let's not forget the university asked her to attend the lecture.
What should we do? She could probably tell us a lot about Emma.
Not to mention she knows who we are now.
What do you think?
I guess it's too late to cover this up.
Then we may as well go all in and find out what we can. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I just realized she's literally standing right behind them, like just wait for an answer.
It's settled then. We'll tell her everything. Is all of that true?
Right. We know. It's kind of hard to believe, huh?
Hey, what if we just show her, like we did with Senkichi?
Wow! It really does exist! I mean, how else could you explain all this?
So Emma functions as the entry point here, huh? No, that's... if I consider the possibilities...
She believed all that?
Oh, you have no idea how fascinating this is! What an incredible development!
Well, at least we don't gotta go through the trouble of convincing her.
Ichinose-san, do you have any idea why Emma is serving as an entry point to the jails?
Oh, no, couldn't tell you. I'm surprised this other world even exists. There's no way I could have thought of a way to get in if I didn't even know it existed to begin with.
Yeah, that figures. Wait, so that means that function was added later?
A world where people's desires are stolen and their hearts are changed. So many questions.
Oh, wait. Maybe I should be heartbroken here. My baby is being used for evil after all.
Right. How about we make a deal?
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Super Phantom Thiefy. I'd be glad to help however I can. And I can't say I don't feel kind of responsible for all of this. More than anything, though, I think I'd die of curiosity if I didn't get involved.
Yeah, she's clearly a Phantom Thieves fan.
So, what do you need me to look into? Say the word and I'm on it.
Indeed. We'd be very interested to know exactly what kind of changes Emma went through thereafter.
I see. Basically, you'd like to know the secret behind this new version of Emma. And if someone's responsible, you want to know who.
Oh, hey! We found some of those mystery junk parts out there, didn't we? Maybe if she takes a look at them, we'll learn more about that world.
Ooh, so you're gonna give me a bunch of neat stuff to analyze? Yes, that's excellent. Just wonderful. In fact, I'll even buy them from you as research materials.
Well, if this is going to be a deal, then we'll need to provide something as well.
Nonsense. It's fine just the way it is. My inner researcher is just squealing with delight. So, what do you say we seal the deal? Okay, looking forward to it.
Akrat, junk parts.
Oh, yo, if she specializes in AI, maybe we should ask about Sophia, yeah?
Huh? Sophia.
Hi, I'm Sophia, Humanities Companion. It's nice to meet you, Ichinose.
This is Sophia? Huh. It's nice to meet you too.
Who flipped the switch on her?
Oh, no, it's just that I've got so much on my mind right now. I guess even I'm a little confused.
Sophia's an AI we met in the metaverse. Is there anything you can tell us about her?
No, can't say I know anything about her. Think you could send me her code later, though?
Huh? Oh, sure. No problem.
Here, I'll give you my contact information. Well then, I'm excited to see how this all develops. See you around!
Alright, so I guess if this character, right, is primarily going to be handling all these junk parts that you can sell off to her, then I guess, you know, at some point in the game, there's going to be times where you find all of these rare materials, and of course, you can either, I assume, give it to her or maybe upgrade something from it. I feel like she's going to have some type of role
Well, there she
that has to do with, like, you know, supporting the Phantom Thieves battle-wise.
Would have been nice if she'd known something about Sophia.
I'm okay, as long as I can stay useful to you guys.
Guess that takes care of that.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot after all that's just happened, but we're heading to Sapporo next, right?
Yeah, we should get going. Zenkichi's waiting for us in Hokkaido.
Hell yeah! Hokkaido, here we come!
Hey, hey!
Yeah, so I guess this is the, let's see, once you choose to go to the next city, you will be unable to return to the city you are currently in. Make sure to buy limited items to take care of business that can only be done in that city. Unlike the cities in the real world, you can revisit past jails at any time, but be aware that requests obtained from conversing with your friends in past cities will no longer be available to accept or complete. So in other words, I guess what that means is just like 2 of those requests that we completed, you know, earlier, I guess 2 episodes ago, you know, for example, where you had to go and fetch some of these sweets for Anne with the help of Morgana. So I guess requests like that, you can't really go back and finish, is what they're saying. But I guess quests that are tied to like all these jails, right? Like the Sendai Jail, they can probably be completed in the future. So I guess, in other words, this game does have missable trophies after all. And it was something that I hadn't really looked into before. But from what, you know, Mona is saying, we should be okay, requests-wise. And of course, Futaba wants me to go meet up with her, and it's not a request. So
Shouldn't we be going?
if you'd like, you could even train for a bit in the jail, a little workout. So, you know, plenty of opportunities that they're giving you to kind of go back and, you know, grind.
Let's see.
So I guess the least we could do is go ahead and meet up with Futaba.
Yo! Come with me. Thank you.
That's fine.
Ooh.
You can barely see his face.
Really?
Oh, don't tell me. She's gonna tell Joker to get inside the other one. Yeah. Pretty good stuff.
That's it.
Something is amiss. that case.
That's hilarious.
Oh, listen up.
Maybe that means...
Come on, come on.
Yeah, so events like these, right, where you have to do just nothing, you just, see a bunch of dialogue and all these funny events happen, right? It's free bond skills that you would otherwise miss if you just, kind of did, just ran through everything. I'm not sure if there's anything else we can explore here, but like Makoto was saying earlier, we should probably stock up on, some items if possible.
What a coincidence. Beautiful. Yes.
Nice. Trophy earned, a little memento. I wonder what that was tied to right there. Seemed like a trivial thing to do to get a trophy like that, but I don't know what the description of that was in order to be able to obtain it. So again, I come back to the same thing. You can miss quite a bunch of stuff if you just, run through the game without conversing with people and a bunch of NPCs as well.
Good day.
And so,
Yeah, it looks like Haru had a good time as well. Not necessarily we can do anything with her right now.
Greetings. Until
The only items I would try to get at this point are ones that can give you, just grant SP restoration.
Welcome. Thanks a lot.
Oh, nice. They actually have I just realized the Big Bang Burger ad right here. Which is from Persona 5, and I assume that's Haru's company, right? She should be either CEO, because her father had passed away in Persona 5. If not, she should have a good bit of shares in the company. I don't recall what the decision was. Let's head back, indeed. So we're at the arcade. We're going to check out Sendai Station to see if there's anything worthwhile here. Right?
oh yeah.
Take a gander. Is that all?
Gotta get those ingredients while you can.
Thanks a bundle. Is that all?
Sure, I'll take some of this as well.
Here you are.
Might as well.
Please come back soon.
Nothing else here.
take a look.
The antenna shop.
Is that what you want? We appreciate your business. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought I saw Anne here before. There she is.
Wait, please hold on.
I feel like Sophia's really like she does act like a, you know, like an AI for real, always listening. A lot of times she'll, you know, invade conversations to add additional questions, which is cool. I mean, fair enough. That's the way down to the arcade. So I think we're done. Again, one last check to make sure there's no new requests that popped up, and we're looking okay here. So it's time to head back out towards Hokkaido. Save. Paranoia save. So 25 hours in as far as playtime goes, and we've beaten 2 bosses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like it might not be the CEO of Mattis. I mean, sounds like it's the next monarch is probably someone else.
Let's go.
From what they make it sound like, at least. And now we're moving towards August 8th. No, it's still
So,
the
how
7th.
to Sapporo?
From here, it'll take approximately 12 hours under normal driving conditions, as well as a trip by ferry.
No way! I thought we were closer than that.
Guess we'll have to stop and snooze another night before we get there.
Even after landing in Hokkaido, we still have a long drive ahead of us. Will you be alright, Mako-chan?
Don't worry, I'll be able to power the whole way through.
Yeah, she's been driving the whole time. That's crazy. Makoto for the win.
I have to admit, I'm kind of exhausted. All this time on the road is starting to get to me. This is the longest I've ever driven, so any amount of rest would help.
That's true. We were in the camper all day. We definitely owe you a break.
Sorry for asking too much of you, Mako-chan. I wish I could drive in your stead.
Don't you worry about me. Driving's a responsibility I enjoy. Plus, it's nice listening to everyone chatter away in the back. Keeps me alert and motivated.
Then we will find a way to repay your devotion.
Again, you know, I've said this before, but Makoto is clearly the most mature out of all the Phantom Thieves. I like I said, I've said it before. I'll say it again. A lot of times, Yusuke seems like he could step up as well. And you know, Haru's mature too, but I think Makoto is like the total package, if you will.
Ryuji, massage her shoulders at
I know this technique that works wonders on sore muscles. Us models use it all the time.
That'd be great. I could use a good massage.
Makoto, I need to apologize.
What? Why?
Because I can't help you. Even though I know how effective physical stimulation is at treating fatigue. But I'm all digital, and therefore incapable of massaging.
There you go. It's like, do you know another AI that could say things like that?
An AI that can't provide assistance cannot be humanity's companion. I'm as worthless as a book.
Sophia? Are you going through mood swings or something?
True, she does pack quite the punch in battle. Wait, how is that even relevant? You've been a great deal of help so far. We owe you a lot, Sophia.
You mean it? That makes me happy. And I do want to try this soft serve you speak of.
Her mood swung right back to normal.
Makoto, you look spent. I say we call it a day the moment we reach Hokkaido.
In that case, we should treat ourselves to some local cuisine for dinner.
Oh, I've always wanted to try wasabi soda.
Wasabi soda.
No thanks.
That's the first time I've heard of that. Oh, there you go. Level up 7 points for bond skills.
Hang in there, Makoto. Sapporo's just a stone's throw away.
I hear you. Hokkaido sure is vast, isn't it?
Fast enough to call it huge Kaido by my reckoning.
It's supposed to be a lot cooler up here, so hopefully that means no more stuffy, sleepless nights.
You said it. There's nothing more hellish than sleeping in a hot, sweaty tent crammed with dudes.
Hellish indeed. We're so overheated we nearly stripped naked by morning time. I found it obscenely refreshing.
Just make sure you keep the nudity inside the tent, please.
That's hilarious. Sapporo, here we are.
Hello, Sapporo!
So this is Sapporo Central City, a bustling outpost of civilization, cradled by the untamed wilderness.
Hey, you think they're still doing the snow festival?
Are you seriously that dumb?
Well, it certainly is cooler here than Tokyo. It should be a nice change of pace.
I know we just got here, but I want to check whether there's a jail nearby. Sophia?
I do smell a jail. An intense one.
Just like Gramps said.
That means whoever Zenkichi's looking into is the monarch of Sapporo.
Then may I suggest we comb the area for intel?
Yeah, so it's clearly not the CEO of Mattis. I don't know what I was thinking. I really did just get those vibes when he was, giving that little speech or lecture earlier.
Before that, I think we should hit the bath. Seriously, I've been feeling all gross since yesterday.
Agreed. It would be nice to freshen up a little first.
Then let me help. I've already located a bathing facility only 500 meters from here.
Wow, Sophia, you work quick.
Guess it's bath time for you guys then. In the meantime, I'll be on the prowl for that intel.
Don't worry, Mona-chan. I'll rinse you down as soon as we're done.
What? No, I can clean myself just fine.
It's just as the data says. Cats hate getting wet.
Don't lump me in with those other
Burn.
balls. I demand you give your data a full rewrite.
I'd like to try a bath. Would someone mind bringing this phone in?
Wouldn't the hot water, wreck it? Along with you inside?
I'm sure we can work out the details. Now, Sophia, will you guide us there?
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. We already have, I guess, 5 requests,
This is the request.
on our radar. And interestingly enough, all of these are in the previous jails, Shibuya and Sendai. Again, I always end up coming back to this one. And, you know, with my luck, it'll probably be locked until, like, endgame. I'm not even going to invest in this one yet because I have no idea what Pack Rat is all about. I'm going to go ahead and focus on this one. Increases damage when performing a Phantom Dash. And with that, we still have 4 points left. Focus on this one right here. And I don't think I can do anything with 1 point. And I wonder if there's going to be a second page to these bond skills, like any more than we only have 3 left to unlock, and it's still relatively early in the game, at least I would think. But again, that's something we'll find out later. Paranoia. Save time. And I'm not sure if I should go to this next checkpoint or, you know, focus on the requests. Of course, it wouldn't hurt to kind of look around first, right? This certainly is a bigger city. Like, this is huge compared to the last two towns we were in before. There's no more drinks in there. I feel very sorry for other NPCs that are trying to, you know, get their drink on. Corn wagon.
Is that all? Thanks a bundle. Oh, that's cool. Here you are. Oh, that's cool. Thanks a bundle. Please come back soon.
There's a bunch of shops on this one.
We've got whatever you need. Is that all for today? Thank you very much. Stop by again.
Hey, welcome. That's what you're getting.
There's a bunch of HP restoration items. And at this point in the game, with the amount of money that you do have access to, it's like, why not? It'd be a waste to just pass up.
Mommy, do you think Kaho-chan will like these?
I do. She'll say, thank you for the pretty flowers.
If only heaven wasn't so far away, then maybe I could see her.
Did something happen over there?
They're leaving flowers. Maybe somebody passed away. Now that you mention it, I do recall there was an accident on the news. Something about a snow sculpture collapsing in Odori Park. It ended up taking a young girl's life. Maybe that was where it happened.
I can only imagine the sorrow her family must be suffering.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Are we not taking a bath anymore?
Sophia and her non-emotional states, am I right? I guess I don't think we're gonna be able to work on any requests. 4-leaf clover.
Okay.
Well done.
Oh, that was awesome. So again, like this is the 4th time I've been saying this. Definitely gotta look around, right? All over the map, whether it's NPCs or things you can interact with. There's a bunch of free things everywhere.
It's hot.
Alright, let's not waste time and head straight to the van, see if I can even get back into any of the jails.
Let's get to work.
Yeah, apparently we can. So
This is the request.
let's see what we got here. So
You're accepting this request?
High Pixie. So pretty sure High Pixie, I mean we've seen a bunch of those back in Sendai, I believe. So I mean we can definitely accept this request. Let's see what else. Orthrus, yeah, same here. Same idea.
Get to work.
You just gotta start hunting down
You're doing this
these
one?
guys.
You're doing this one? Time to get to work. You're doing this one?
Yeah, so here's the first request for that thing I mentioned earlier. You know, where you're bringing all these junk parts to Ichinose
You're doing this one?
to get yen, I guess. And just like how we defeated Alice for the 2nd time to complete a request, I guess we'll be getting that for every other boss that we defeat.
Let's do our best.
So, I mean, you know, we can head to Sendai Jail first, knock out both of these. So, we're gonna be on the prowl for Orthrus and
You're already working on this one.
High Pixie. And of course, you know, thankfully it does tell us where to find them. So we can get started on that immediately.
What's on the menu?
Before we do, let's go ahead and see if we can cook anything. We cannot. It looks like we need to buy some ingredients.
Welcome. These are discounted right now. You should buy
Oh, you can actually buy ingredients from, or at least some, from
You want
Sophia.
Thank you very much. You want thanks for your patronage. You want thank you very much. How many would you like? You want put it to good use, okay? How many would you like? You want thanks for your patronage.
Yeah, so, you know, it seems a lot of these items get upgraded as you progress further through the game.
Put it to good use, okay?
But of course, they're going to be just as expensive as they are valuable.
How many would you like? You want thank you very much. How many would you like? You want this one? Put it to good use, okay?
Oh, okay, so that thing we saw earlier was a recipe. This icon that we saw
What are you selling?
at one of the shops. So that's pretty cool.
Are you sure?
And in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get that right now before I forget. So I'm I'm pretty sure I saw it in one of the shops. Not this one. Probably right across, right?
Take a look around. Thank
Nope.
you. Come check it out.
Not this one either. Is there another one down here? No, I guess not. I could have sworn I saw it somewhere.
Let's go.
It couldn't have been the vending machine, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll come across it again. Let's say for the 40th time, right? And we'll head straight into Sendai Jail.
Here's what I found. You're already working on this one.
West Garden
You're already working on this one.
and Hirose.
Get to work.
Okay.
And knowing me, I'll probably do as many requests as I can before progressing further. Especially the fight with Ango Natsume for the second time.
I promise to do my best. I won't let you down.
Yeah, I think that High Pixie was like, something prankster or something.
Peculiar over there.
So I'm not sure if it is here or somewhere else. Yeah, we're going to change it up a little bit, as you can see, as our levels have kind of shifted.
The shadow doesn't see us. Let's take it down.
I'm hoping either one of these guys have High Pixies spawning. There's one, right? I believe that's a High Pixie.
Ooh, a new skill. Leave the support to me.
I think we all did really well.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
So am I supposed to fight multiple ones? It looks like we've satisfied this request right here. At least I think, by the red check.
You're already working on this one.
Oh, so we need to defeat 20 of these, as indicated by the 10 out of 20. Here we have a bunch of these, so, technically I had plenty of those before I even started.
You're already working on this one.
And of course, 5 Orthruses, so these aren't too bad.
Shadow here. What's
anytime. Just say the word.
There we are. The prankster leader. I mean, they're all weak to nuke, so probably a good idea to stick with Joker and just kind of hammer it out. It's a really bad angle. Yeah, this is my problem. This is probably like the only problem I have with this game is camera angles tend to be very out of whack. I mean, that had to have been a bunch of pixies right there, right? So we're done with that one. And time to head to Hirose.
Okay, let's keep it moving. This'll help us out, right?
Although Hirose is not really showing up here from one of my checkpoints. So this is the closest I can get to it, right? North of this place. So explore is just about all I can do for this one. Thankfully, no shadow drama there. Okay, so I'm likely to find a bunch of Orthruses here. And as you can see, I was right about the checkpoint. I never got around to, you know, enabling this one. And so, might as well head there just so I have that. And, you know, hope that I can find some Orthruses on the way. Speaking of, here they are. There you go. So that was what, like 2 of them, I believe? So we need 3 more, that's all. Not a problem.
Locked on target, shall we?
I'll reveal your true form.
What do you think?
And of course, none of these are on the money. Yeah, Viscid Rotting Meat, this guy's super annoying. I mean, his defense is crazy. He resists everything. And there's only a handful of things he's weak to, like fire and wind. Yeah, this guy is definitely one of the more annoying enemies that you can fight. Thankfully, we do have Anne here to kind of, you know, help settle the score. And he's still not dead, so I mean, pretty crazy. Square and triangle. Very nice. So I'm gonna head north, hoping that, you know, I could find more of these guys over there. That was close. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, it's only one. You gotta nuke all of them.
That was a quick one.
Good stuff, guys. Keep it coming.
There we go. Maybe we should be done after this one. Done.
Here's what I found.
Done. So we are done with 3 of the 5 new requests that we got. But again, you know, let's just, while we're out here, like I said earlier, I really want to just unlock this checkpoint in case I need to come back one of these days. But I really don't want to be messing around with any more shadows. So let me see if I can kind of work my way around from the back. And of course I can. So thankfully, success. There you go. Excelente. Go ahead and reap the benefits. New weapons are available at Sophia's online shop. Same thing with Sophia, right? With the armor ones. So, although I don't spend too much time, I've said this in earlier episodes, I don't spend too much time trying to buy things from Sophia's shop. I feel like I rely more on finding things in dungeons and so forth. And this one is, of course, for Ichinose, Hacker Gear MK2. So we seem to have gotten some kind of new armor here. My question is it worth its while? And only one way to find out, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 30 HP, right? Bonus, and of course, 140 defense over our current gear, which is 60, right? So that's very much worth its while. Not sure why I don't have anything for Futaba on the accessory side, but again, she's not really, you can't really see her in battle anyway. She's not going to be getting damage. I mean, I don't know, might as well give her some stylish headphones. Yeah. And with that, you know, we've reached the end of today's episode. So, as usual, a lot of progress being made game-wise. And of course, this is me saving for like the 80th time, as usual. Paranoia save, as I call it. So, 3 requests done out of the 5. In the next episode, we'll probably look into the other 2 that remain before we move further on to, you know, Sapporo and finding out who the next monarch is. As usual, the story continues to be more exciting, and again, some of my theories on Ichinose still are the same. I think she is going to be she's going to end up becoming more of a support character, just like how she's dealing with all these junk parts and providing you with all these super awesome weapons and accessories and protectors and what have you. So that's all very exciting. And yeah, that's about it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you tomorrow.